Sports Northwest is brought to you in part by Rainier Beer.
September is always the best month of the year for weather in the Great Pacific Northwest, and today certainly points that up. A marvelous day at Parker Stadium in Corvallis, where the Oregon State Beavers will host the powerful Fresno State Bulldogs. Hello, everybody. I'm Jimmy Jones, along with Steve Priest. Well, it's an interesting game today because there is an underlying sidebar. Last year, Jim Sweeney's Fresno State club was beaten by Jerry Pettibone at NIU 73-18. Think there might be a little payback scheduled today?
I don't know. I'd take that score real easily. These are two real good football coaches, and in fact, Jim Sweeney's record says he's a great football coach. 80 wins the last 10 years. If he can get any mileage out of something like last year's NIU Fresno State game, he will. He says a lot. You can see that from what's on the screen now. If he can make a two-point conversion into 20 points, he'll do it. Great coach, and this may be his best team ever.
Well, for Oregon State, they've made progress with this new spread option featuring the wishbone, but it's going to take quite a while to get the intricacies down. Ed Browning has done a really fine job, considering he came to Oregon State as a drop-back passer. So it's possible we may see a couple of young freshmen who have run the wishbone.
Well, I think only if Ed has a bad day. He's got two other young kids, Ian Shields, who's an all-stater here from Oregon, a walk-on from baseball, who looks real good and may see some playing time. Cedric Thomas is the freshman now of record. He's active. He's real quick. He's got great size. He may be in the ballgame, too. But it's Ed Browning's job unless something goes wrong.
Well, you talk about quarterbacks. Fresno State has a dandy in Mark Barsotti, setting all kinds of records and will wind up as one of the finest ever at that school.
Well, he's started for 4 years. His record's 31-5-1, 19-1-1 in conference. He's sixth in the nation right now. He's thrown for 7,500 yards or something like that in 4 years. He's got all kinds of talent. He'll run the option. He balances the offense. It's like having a coach on the field. He's the heart and soul of the offensive side of the ball for Fresno State.
We're glad you're along for today's game, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this. Beaver football on Prime Sports Northwest is brought to you by Rainier Beer. Around here, it's Rainier.
College football this fall is on Prime Sports Northwest. You won't get any more anywhere. It all starts Friday with the ultimate insider's view of the weekend's wars. The Northwest Big Sky and Pac-10 Generals lay out their battle plans with the coaches' shows. Saturday kicks off with the Southwest Conference, and then College Football Today gets you primed for Prime Network's live Pac-10 Game of the Week. And you won't want to miss Pac-10 Preview with Don Poyer. Then get ready to rock. The Cougars prowl on Saturday night. Sleep in Monday, because Sunday you'll want to catch it all. The Western Athletic Conference at 9 o'clock and the Big 8 at 2 o'clock. Then it's the Beavers and the Huskies back-to-back. OSU takes the field at 5. And then the Rose Bowl champs play every game of the season on PSN at 8 o'clock. And Monday Night Football hits new heights when the Oregon Ducks join the flock on Prime Sports Northwest. Tuesday tops it all off with the Big Sky. This college football season, your teams score on Prime Sports Northwest.
In a few moments, we'll kick it off here at Parker Stadium in Corvallis for the Fresno State Bulldogs and the Oregon State Beavers. Fresno State walloped NIU 55-7 and then followed up with an exciting victory over Washington State 34-30, so they are 2-0 on the year. Oregon State, of course, lost their opener at home 22-10 to Utah, and then last week down in Las Vegas in an uninspiring game were defeated 23-9. So Fresno State trying to pile up another victory and hope to get into the national rankings where they feel they belong. Fresno State, after that 73-18 loss last year, had some trouble getting credibility. And Oregon State wants a win to team, the fact that they can indeed win. Fresno State has won the toss. They will receive the opening kickoff, and Oregon State will defend the north goal. The officials for today, the referee is Gordon Reese. The umpire is Chad Brown. The head linesman is Jack McDonald. The line judge is Cap Anderson. The field judge is Harvey Jones. The side judge is Judson Howard. And the back judge is Kirk Dornan. Jim Sweeney coaches Fresno State. This is his 14th season with the Bulldogs. 107 wins, 41 losses, and 2 ties. He's done a marvelous job with the program there. Jerry Pettibone still looking for that first win. He, too, has done a wonderful job. The attitude and the spirit and the work ethic here is outstanding. And one of these days, Steve, it's going to come.
It's going to change, Jimmy. And he knows he's a smart coach. He isn't going to abandon what he's trying to teach, which is the wishbone offense. But he knows there have got to be some points. Take a look at these numbers, Jimmy. They're amazing, the difference in these two teams after 2 football games.
Well, Fresno State, as we mentioned, is a outstanding program, and I really don't think they ever do get enough credit. They play in the Big West, but they've improved their schedule enormously. They play several Pac-10 schools. They played Washington State, now Oregon State, of course, and they play a representative schedule, and they are a very, very fine football team. I read somewhere where some people in Fresno think this is the best team Sweeney has had.
Well, I've heard that from several people, and you know, you mentioned the Pac-10 and their record against Jim Sweeney. Sweeney's 8-4 versus the Pac-10, and the rumors have always been that that the Pac-10 doesn't want to play him.
Last time these two teams met, we were in Fresno, and Fresno State with that team with so much speed defeated Oregon State 35-18. We're set for the opening kickoff. Back to receive the kickoff is Kelvin Means. He holds the Fresno State single season and career return marks for average 28.3 yards per return for a season. Here is the kickoff, and Means is driven into the end zone 4 yards deep. He will not return it. It is touchdown, and the ball will come to the 20, where it is first down and 10 for Fresno State, led by Mark Barsotti. They again have a great deal of speed. This is Barsotti, the #2 man in the nation in passing efficiency. #6 in the NCAA in total offense. Fresno State with an outstanding attack. Here are the backs and the receivers. We talked about Barsotti, Daigle, and Neal are excellent running backs. Means, a fine receiver. Sebron and Thompson, who has been their top receiver, the tight end. This is Neal cracking across the 20, maybe a 4-yard gain on the play. He is stacked up by Dennis Edwards, a strong side safety. Here's the offensive line. Ron Collins, Keelan Jackson, Jason James, Melvin Johnson, and Jesse Hardwick. And look at the size of those lads. They average 295 pounds a man.
Bigger than anybody in the Pac-10 except Washington, and the strength of this offensive team.
It is second down. This is Rivers. Nice bit of running. He has the first down. Fumble! And Oregon State appears to be on top of the ball. Indeed they are. It is first down Beavers. Zachariah Davis recovering the ball for Oregon State.
Well, a great play. He gained about 15 yards before he dropped the ball. And this is Ron Rivers, who averaged 7.1 yards in the first 2 games. Super young talent, a prop 48, just drops the ball. Oregon State gets a break, and Jimmy, they need a break. Now, what we started to say at the outset, here, take a look at this. Just the eye, this is their featured formation. Missed tackle there, and look at this kid move. William Ephraim yanks the ball loose. Now the Beavers have to do something. They have to get some points, and I'll tell you, I think we ought to look for anything today.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit. First down and 10, Oregon State on their own 49-yard line, so they start with outstanding field position. Browning to throw, has time. Incomplete, and Wilson is very tightly defended down on the 15-yard line by Emory Braxton, a 175-pound senior. That's Braxton you saw a moment ago, #8. Ed Browning, the quarterback, to start off today. Not much change elsewhere. Jason Blum again is starting at the tight end. The offensive line, and once again, Jim Buchanan will start at guard for Adam Albaugh, and John Garrett will start at offensive right tackle for Dan Bluss. And Garrett did a wonderful job last year. He had an assault point scored on every play. And we'll explain that in a bit. This is James Jones crunching for 2 or 3, stopped by Sean Murray. This is the defensive alignment for Fresno State. Judd Fall, Zach Ricks, and Nick Surface, the 3-man front. They play with 4 backers, Thiessen, Murray, Jenkins, and Steve Lee. Thiessen and Murray are outstanding players. The defensive backs for Fresno State, Brown, Pope, Wilcox, and Braxton, and Pope is an All-America candidate for them. Browning, a late pitch. Young trying to turn the corner and has run out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and he may have a first down. Roper back Steve Lee on the defensive play.
Well, we see J.J. Young without his brace. He's had the brace on all season, and it really has hampered his movement. I think he's got the first down, and he has, Jimmy. Take a look at this. It's a good job of the option. This is the triple. Ed Browning gives it a couple of jukes and does an excellent job right there. Good change of direction, change of position. Look at the move. Excellent.
So the Beavers pick up a first down on their first offensive series, and that's certainly a good sign. First down for the Beavers just outside the 40-yard line of Fresno State. James Jones knocking people down en route to the 35-yard line. He is a load, 6'2", 247 pounds. Marquez Pope makes a stop, the free safety we talked about a while back. He's a candidate for the Jim Thorpe Award as the outstanding defensive back in the country, and is the first team All Big West player from last year.
And co-defensive player of the year in the Big West as a junior. They have some good football players in that conference, too.
Second down and a long 4 for Oregon State at the 35 of the Bulldogs. Browning on the option. Paulson. Excellent block by Young. What a great job J.J. Young did, clearing the man out of the way so Paulson could turn upfield. Pope and Braxton finally combine on the stop.
Take a look at this, and this is what they call the double option. James Jones got out there, and a good, excellent play by Ed Browning. Look at Chad Paulson go for it. Good block by J.J. Oregon State has looked good at the first of every game and hasn't gotten any points out of it. This is a big series to get something done.
First down, Beavers at the 26-yard line of Fresno State. Wishbone with Strasser and Wilson spread. Jones, struggled for a couple of yards. Nobody was fooled with that one.
But Oregon State's coaches are going to make people tackle that fullback this week. The fullback's been open the first 2 games a lot, and the quarterback's continued on the option just with the wrong read. So they're going to make Fresno State tackle him.
Oregon State has lost 7 in a row going back to last year. They are very hungry for a victory. They've also dropped 4 straight here at Parker. Second down, rather, and 9 for the Beavers. Again, it's Jones hammering his way for short yardage into the middle of that Fresno State line.
Flag on the play.
Murray and Steve Lee make the stop for Fresno State, but there was a hanky down.
And it's an offsides on Fresno State, so Oregon State gets a break immediately. Have a shot at second down and about 4 now.
See if we can pick up referee Gordon Reese.
Jimmy, Fresno State operates out of a 3-man line, but it's really a misnomer. They've got either 4 or 5 men on the line of scrimmage all the time. Their linebackers, particularly the rover Steve Lee, is a lineman. He's 240 pounds, 6'2". They play a 4 or 5-man front, as you'll see.
It is second down and 4 at the 20 for Oregon State. Browning will keep it. Comes up a little short of the first down. He's stopped by Tony Brown, the left side cornerback. He, too, was a first-team All-Big West performer last year.
Again, this is a double option. Eddie Browning makes the move. He does everything he can. Nice tackle by Brown.
Big play here for the Beavers to keep it going. It's 3rd and a long yard. Wilson is split to the top of your screen. And James Jones just grinds it out again. Well, they are really concentrating on James Jones early in the game here.
First down.
Jones now with 4 carries in the game for 10 yards.
3.6 average on the season. Guy his size, good average. Particularly with the stack that people have put on Oregon State with the 9 and 10-man fronts we've taken a look at all season.
It is first down at the 15 of Fresno State. This time it's Paulson, a big hole. Paulson cracks across the 10. He's stopped by Emory Braxton, and there were a lot of Fresno State defenders concentrating on James Jones that time.
Nice call. Real nice call and a huge hole. Taking the same play that Oregon State's run 4 or 5 times, and Chad Paulson runs through a good shot by the big linebacker. Takes a couple of DBs to bring him down.
It's second down and 4. Beavers now down at the 10-yard line of Fresno State in the sustained drive on their first offensive possession. Browning heading for the end zone.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Beavers.
Whoa. All right. Excellent play by Ed Browning. Great fake by James Jones. I like to see that. Ed Browning is a 5th-year senior. Jimmy, he graduated last year. He's back here to play football, taking graduate school courses.
You know, he only played 7 games last year.
Take a look at this. Now, he reads this right. And that guy that's running looks like he's got more speed than Ed Browning. Maybe they changed uniforms. Nice play.
Jamie Burke will attempt the point after. He is 1 for 1 on the year. Pumps it high into the end zone seats. Boy, has he strengthened that leg. The kick is good. And with 9:38 remaining in the first quarter of play, Oregon State on top of the heavily favored Bulldogs, 7-0. How about that?
I like it.
And it's another day of sub-freezing.
With your boss on the phone, he says, do you still work here or not? I called the airline like you said, and sure, there's a later flight tomorrow.
When you just can't wait to get started, start with a Champion. Pound for pound, the most powerful automotive battery you can buy. Get your Champion now by calling 1-800-289-4627 for a dealer near you.
Over 100 years ago, good entertainment was as rare as a good beer, till Henry Weinhard made his very own private reserve.
Never had this before.
Which made finding a good beer easier.
Gentlemen, Tex Velvet.
Thank you. You are beautiful.
But good entertainment was still a long ways off.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Come on, you know the words. She'll be coming round.
Oregon State has scored 2 touchdowns rushing, both by Browning.
Look at this, Jimmy. He just tucks it right there and goes for it. He showed some good speed there. Very good speed.
Well, that was an excellent drive. Consumed 4 minutes and 22 seconds. There were no mistakes. They kept the ball moving. 51 yards in 10 plays, and Browning caps it off with a 9-yard scamper for the score. 7-0, Beavers on top. Burke hits it very high. Taken by Means at the goal line. He's a good one. Can't let him loose. Burke finally knocks him down at the 30. Kevin Means is averaging almost 18 yards a game this year in returns. Last year he averaged 24.3. He was number 19 nationally in kickoff return. He is an outstanding return man. Not a lot of changes for Oregon State defensively. DeSully, Brennan, Plavati, and Pfizer. The defensive line with Petrini, Sawfeld, and Price, the linebackers. Dennis Ward, Paul Montgomery starting for Brent Huff with Zachariah Davis and William Ephraim in the secondary. First down, Fresno State at their own 33-yard line. This is Rivers. Did a good job of keeping his balance as he was hit by Petrini around the line of scrimmage, and he kept going for a few. Stopped by Sawfeld, who played a wonderful game last year and was Oregon State's candidate for Defensive Player of the Week in the Pac-10.
He's had 2 very fine football games, and he's going to have a great game today, as are all these Beavers. This defensive line of Oregon State's is outsized about 40 to 45 pounds a man across the board.
It is second down and a long 5. Pitch to Rivers. He's been the workhorse, and Rivers appears to have the first down up across the 40-yard line. Ron Rivers, a 190-pound sophomore, stopped by Conan Donahue.
It's remarkable how balanced this Fresno State offense is. So far, they've been averaging about 280 yards on the ground, 280 some odd yards passing. Just a tremendous balance across the field, too. They spread it out with the backs. 8 different receivers have caught the ball.
First down, Fresno State at the 44. Barsati with his first pass drills it hard, and it is caught at the 35-yard line by Means. He's stopped finally by Conan Donahue. Kelvin Means, who was a basketball player at the University of San Diego. He was their #1 receiver last year.
Take a look at this. Straight drop back pass, which isn't normally the case with Fresno State's offense. Good pass rush there from the outside, and he just drills it. Paul Montgomery in on the cover. That's Brent Huff's position, and Brent is out. Maybe not going to see action today.
Excellent defense that time for Oregon State. Going to be a loss on the play. The ball will be spotted around the 35-yard line. That was Rivers again. And he's the only back to carry the football, I believe. He's carried 5 times for 39 yards.
They got some real good running backs, Jimmy. Ron Rivers, Allison, Deigel, they're all super. They're all small, 5'9", but about 190, 200 pounds.
But boy, can they run. On third down, this is Neal, Lorenzo Neal across the 30. Lorenzo Neal, a junior, 225-pounder with pretty good speed. Dennis Edwards comes from that strong safety spot to knock him down.
Well, Neal is supposed to be the best back on this team. They don't feature him. They're an I team that feature the tailback, where they had Aaron Craver last year, who's now with the Miami Dolphins. But Neal's a guy who played last year, had 550, 60 yards last year. And he's their workhorse and a great blocker, number 22.
And they do look for him on the pass routes, too. Third down and 6. Barsati runs out of trouble for a moment, but cannot escape.
Well,
Zachariah Davis pulls him down short of the first down.
Nice play by Zach Davis. Almost had him on the blitz. I don't know whether it's Ricky Pfizer and Paul Montgomery just about pull it off. Now watch Zach Davis.
Just got a toe.
Thank goodness that wasn't Hunky.
Now we'll have a field goal attempt by Brad Siegel. He averaged 38.7 as a punter this year as a field goal kicker. He is 0 for 0.
Oh, a little break.
He is not good. So the field goal try fails by Fresno State, and Oregon State will take over when we return after this.
It's your Dodge dealer's factory authorized clean sweep clearance. We're clearing out 91 models, and we've got low prices and big cash back on select models like roomy Spirits with $1,500 cash back. Mid-size Dakota pickups with $1,000 cash back. Get $500 back on Caravan. Plus, no extra charge air on select models. Hurry to the clean sweep clearance now before we're all cleaned out. Rediscover American values.
See your Puget Sound Dodge dealers now. The crunch, the workout, the kickoff, the roar of the crowd. It's here. Fall kickoff time at Lechois. Page after page of winning tire values. For example, a special purchase of 40,000-mile all-seasons radials means we pass the savings on to you. Z800s, the 60,000-mile tire. The all-new Touring Grand Am. No matter what you drive, when it comes to tires, we've got a full lineup. It's happening now. The Lechois Fall Kickoff of winning tire values.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jimmy Jones, along with Steve Priest. We're in Sunsplashed Corvallis, where in the first quarter was 6:44 to go. The Beavers lead the Bulldogs of Fresno State 7-0. First down, Beavers at their 26-yard line. Their second offensive possession of the game. Their first possession, they marched 51 yards for a touchdown. Ooh, what a hit. Excellent defense that time by Fresno State on freshman fullback Chris Morton. The charge led by Nick Surface, a transfer from Citrus College.
They've got some outstanding personnel. There's a lot of criticism of some of Fresno State's academic requirement, but this team brings in just tons of really good football players. They're all out of the California system.
Steve, we have a new quarterback. As we inferred at the top, Ian Shields, a freshman from Oregon City, is leading the Beavers at quarterback. This is Shields, number 15. Caught from behind. No gain on the play. Zach Ricks, a 265-pound junior, makes the tackle. He also, Ricks, is lettered on the wrestling team for Fresno State. He's a strong fellow.
Well, he was one of the top freshmen, or true freshmen in the country a couple of years ago. Outstanding prospect and an outstanding talent now. Now, Shields gives Oregon State more quickness. Should see a little more option. He was an all-stater here in Oregon a couple of years ago and is a baseball walk-on to football.
Now let's see what the Beavers do here on 3rd and 9. Looks like Fresno State is offside. Shields going to be sacked. Don't see a penalty flag on the field, but it sure looked like somebody jumped. Now we see the flag on the 30-yard line. Wendell Valentine brought Shields down for an apparent loss, but it appeared that somebody along that front 3 jumped for Fresno State.
Take a look at the defensive left end. It's Judd Full. Comes off a little bit quick. Interesting that time to watch Ian Shields. He got out of a little bit of trouble. You can really see the extra step he has.
Offside, defense, still 3rd down.
Break there for the Beavers. Now we've got a manageable situation on 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Now they're back in the triple option situation.
Wilson goes to the top of your screen. Paulson's flanks inside Strasser at the bottom of your screen. So they come out of the wishbone. Trips right for the Beavers. Shields on the pitch. This is the 1st down and more. To the 40. Man, freshman Chris Morton advances to the 30-yard line before Brian Porter brings him down. Fine execution by Ian Shields and an excellent bit of running by Chris Morton.
And an excellent play call. Oregon State stacks a trips formation out to the right, brings Fresno State over there, and then runs the option back to the weak side. Maurice Wilson runs that cornerback off, and look at Morton's speed. Morton's much quicker than James Jones in the fullback position. True freshman. Oregon State has him for 4 years, folks.
38-yard run for Chris Morton. Shields again pitches, this time to Young, and he's cracked for no gain. Marquez Pope makes the stop. He was rated the number 5 best safety in the country by Sporting News.
Take a look at this. This is the play before that gained so much. Excellent job by Ian Shields. Now watch Morton turn it on. He's got some pretty good stuff there for a fullback, a big fullback. Makes a little mistake cutting back right there, and here he'll be just running straight down the field. He's got enough speed to take it in, and he's size enough to drag Tony Brown all over the field.
Are you surprised Shields is in running the offense after Browning did such an excellent job on that first series?
No, Jimmy, I'm not, because I think the Oregon State coaches are going to do a lot to shake things up today. Last week, the fake field goal that went for a touchdown, I think you'll see a lot of strange and fun things out of the Oregon State side today.
2nd and a long 9 for the Beavers. This is Young, had a hole for a moment, but it was quickly closed by all-star safety Marquez Pope. Nice. Excellent play by Pope.
Nice tackle.
Short gain of about 2 yards.
Jimmy, Oregon, you take a good shot at this. Look at the tackle by Pope. Wow. But what I was getting to with this Oregon State system today is the Oregon State coaches realize how good a team this is. They also realize this is maybe one of the better teams that Oregon State will see all year. If they can get on top, they got to stay on top. They got to go for it. Here's another trips formation or more.
3rd down and 8. Trips left this time.
Looks like a mistake to me.
Yeah, they've got 4 receivers set out there. No, now Young comes off the field and the timeout is blown. Well, there's some confusion on the field. I think the Beavers have 1 too many players on the field.
They did have 1 too many players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they had the right amount of players, but one of them was on the wrong side of the field. Take a look. They had trips formation over on the other side. One of them should have been on the other side of the field. J.J. Young runs off the field, and here Maurice and Kevin Strasser say, hey, get back here. We only got 10 of us now. Just a mistake, and you're going to get those mistakes out of a new offensive system. Now you got a new quarterback in the game and a whole bunch of young kids playing out there.
Ian Shields over to talk to his coach. Jerry Pettibone is ably assisted this year by Mike Summers, the offensive coordinator. Rocky Long is the defensive coordinator. Robert Jackson handles receivers, and Jay Shake, the quarterbacks. Fullbacks, Todd Spencer, the offensive line. Dan Ferrigno, the DBs and special teams. Brady Hoke, the linebackers. Hosea Lewis, linebackers and special teams, and Mike Waffle, the defensive line.
That was Robert Jackson we got so much of a look at on the sideline there. He signals the plays into the quarterback. He's the receiver coach. He takes it on the earphones from Mike Summers, who stays up in the press box where he can see it, where he can stay organized, get a good look from up here in the press box.
3rd down and 8. The Beavers so far 87 yards rushing in 14 carries. Ball at the 28 of Fresno State. Trips left. Morton can't get it. Run out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage by Steve Lee, who transferred into this program from Oklahoma in 1989.
Jimmy, of that 87 yards the Beavers have already, the fullbacks have 50 of those yards.
Well, we're going to have a field goal attempt by Jamie Berg. He is 2 of 3 this year. He had a 47-yarder in the first game, his career best. The ball will be spotted at the 35, making it a 45-yard field goal. All kinds of leg. That would have been good from 55, but he misses the mark. Remember now, the goalposts have been cut down from 23-5 to 18-6, so it's not nearly as easy to kick that ball through the uprights as it has been in the past. So they've matched the NFL in size, but they haven't brought the hash marks in like the NFL. So this drive for the Beavers falters. 3 minutes 26 to go in the first quarter, and Fresno State takes over. 1st down on their 28-yard line. Receivers set to both sides for the Bulldogs. Barsati throws it out to Neal. Got some room on the right side, and a penalty flag is thrown. The tackle was made by Earl Zachary, who is listed as a number 3 free safety. A lot of defensive backs being rotated in there today by the Beavers.
Holding on the O. Another break for the Beavers.
Do you realize that Fresno State has not committed a turnover this year?
Isn't that phenomenal?
Yes, it is.
I think they had another statistic. They've scored every time they've been inside of the 10-yard line all year. That's amazing. Excuse me, scored a touchdown every time inside of the 10. That's phenomenal.
Now, this is a
holding offense, still 1st down.
Also, Jimmy, this is a team that isn't penalized very often. Today they've got 3 or 4 penalties already, which leads me to believe they're taking this game a little bit lightly.
You know, I mentioned there had been no turnovers. I should have said no turnovers going into this game because, of course, they did turn it over early when they lost a fumble. 3 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 1st down at the 29 of Fresno State. Rivers, with a quick burst of speed, appears to have gained the 1st down. The Bulldogs average 280.5 yards a game rushing. That's the 8th best mark in the country. And Steve, their 3rd down conversion mark is phenomenal, 58%.
Wow. Take a look at this. It's again the featured play out of the eye. And look at those big linemen. They just crunch people. On the right side of that line for Fresno State, they got 2 All-American candidates, Melvin Johnson and Jesse Hardwick.
Barsati with a short drop delivers quickly to Kelvin Means, and he picks up about 5 yards before he's wrestled out of bounds at the 44-yard line by William Ephraim. Ephraim, just a freshman, a redshirt freshman from Fontana, California, has played a lot this year and played well.
Well, the Beavers have only averaged about 350 yards in total defense, which is 3rd in the Pac-10. They didn't play as well last week, but a very formidable season so far.
2nd down and 5 from the Bulldogs. Great play by Sawfeld. Todd Sawfeld, who we told you earlier, played so well in Las Vegas. Maybe, you know, the intensity level just wasn't there last week, with the exception perhaps of Todd Sawfeld, as he was marvelous.
Well, I think last week there were probably 6 or 8 guys really playing, where the week before there were 11 on defense. Now take a look at this. Looks like Thomas Bookman in at the left side position there. Nope, we didn't get a shot of it. Oh, there's some beef on that offensive line. Look at that. Whoa.
3rd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Once again, the hurried throw under pressure to Means, but it is enough for the 1st down by about a yard. William Ephraim is there to make the tackle, but the Bulldogs pick up another 1st down. 4th first down. 2 first downs rushing, 2 passing so far for Fresno State this evening. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line of Oregon State. Time growing short in the first quarter, 1:35 remaining. Fresno in the eye with receivers set to each side. This is a tailback. Ron Rivers. Rivers with 122 yards rushing coming into the game, the leading rusher. Corey Brannon and Todd Sawfield combined on the tackle right along the 45-yard line of the Beavers. Now, we mentioned this a bit earlier. They've scored in every quarter this season. A very powerful machine.
This is a moral victory if Oregon State goes another minute here.
They've averaged about 45 points a game so far. 2nd down and 6. Barsati with a nice fake. Throwing deep. He has an open receiver, but he overthrows Michael Ross.
Nice coverage, actually, by Zach Davis. Post corner pattern. Great speed on those corners. Jimmy, I said earlier that Oregon State had averaged 350 yards on defense. It's 315 that the Beavers have averaged for 2 games. That's a great statistic. 155 on the ground, 160 on the pass. Tough defense.
Interesting that all last year they had 13 sacks. They have had 3 in the first game alone here this year. 3rd down and 7 for Fresno State. Barsati under a rush. Throws high. Frank Jones, the intended receiver, and he was hit quickly and brought down by William Ephraim as the ball sailed over his head. So the Beavers have held.
And there was a pass rush. I don't know how you can get people to even run around that beef up there in front, but there's been a pass rush on this kid all day. So Beavers are playing super.
Brad Siegel will punt it. He averages 39 a game. Back in punt formation to receive is Maurice Wilson. Bearcats called for by Wilson, received at the 12, 1st down Beavers at that point, leading it here 7-0, and we have 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. So far this has been an outstanding quarter, for the best quarter of the season so far for the Beavers.
Hey, no question about it, and this is by far the best team they played all year, so let's give credit where it's due. See who's in a quarterback this time. Ian Shields back in.
Beavers have 3 quarterbacks we expect to see. Browning started. Shields is playing now, and we expect to see Cedric Thomas as well. 1st down Beavers. James Jones is the fullback. Alston and Young, the other backs. And this is James Jones, and again he bangs straight ahead. He's earned his money today. That's the 5th carry of the game for James Jones.
And the theory here is you make the defense tackle the fullback. If they see him enough, pretty soon Ian Shields or whoever is going to be out here around the end, and Ian Shields looks to have enough speed that he might do some damage if he gets outside.
Nose guard Zach Ricks once again credited with the tackle for Fresno State. The advances to the 15-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and a long 7 yards for the Beavers. That's the end of the quarter, and an excellent quarter it was for Oregon State. We'll make the turn to the 2nd quarter when we come back with the Beavers leading the Bulldogs 7-0.
Mr. Morrison has just left his lights on. Mrs. Morrison is pregnant, very pregnant. So the Morrisons could be in trouble.
David, it's time.
Big trouble.
Oh, my gosh. Let's not panic.
Fortunately, the Morrisons have the Champion Switch battery.
The hood.
If it ever goes dead, just switch to the reserve and start your car. Switch back, and the main battery recharges. The Champion Switch battery, the battery with a spare.
It once took generations to increase the production of America's food supply. Now, scientists and students at Oregon State University can make new crop varieties in a test tube.
Biotechnology is opening new frontiers in science. We're learning to develop better crops, to reduce the need for pesticides, fight drought.
Biotechnology at the Center for Gene Research is creating the future. From Oregon State University.
We are ready for the start of 2nd quarter play in Corvallis, with Oregon State surprising the Bulldogs in the 1st quarter with first possession, marching 51 yards to score. Ed Browning taking it in the final 9 yards for his 2nd touchdown of the year. Beaver defense has stopped Fresno State in key situations, and now Oregon State with possession again. When we go, it'll be second down and a long 7 for the Beavers. The ball spotted at the 15-yard line. These are the first quarter statistics. No passing yards for the Beavers, but they've rushed successfully for 87 yards and no turnovers.
Penalties are big in there, Jimmy. They're only 20 yards, but they kept 2 Beaver drives going.
Ed Browning, tackled by Earl Oliver, who is the backup nose guard. Excuse me, not Ed Browning, that's Ian Shields.
Well, there was a mistake. Couldn't tell who was at fault, but I'll bet it was Ian Shields. Either the fullback or the quarterback missed on the mesh. Take a look at this. They sort of run into each other. Looks to be James Jones that went the wrong direction. Shields opened correctly, and everybody was going to the right side, and James went left.
Well, it's third down and 6 for the Beavers. At their 16-yard line. Wishbone this time. Shields with the option. Boy, he gets very close to first down yardage. Depends where they spot it, and there's a face mask call, the flag down on the 20-yard line. Marquez Pope, their fine free safety, makes the tackle. But it appears that we have a penalty against the Bulldogs. Again.
Well, I cannot stress how much that extra step helps. Yep, there's the face mask. Take a look at Ian Shields. Now, he just got that little bit of a stride. Look at him go for it. There's the face mask. Ouch. And he's going for it.
And that, Steve, is the fourth penalty. Well, I don't think you heard that, but he indicated what we told you a moment ago. Here's a face mask against Fresno State, so it's first down for the Beavers, and the ball brought out to the 28-yard line of Oregon State. Oregon State certainly has controlled this game to this point. Ian Shields dropped for a loss around the 26-yard line. That was Steve Lee, the rover back, a 240-pound senior. The lad we told you transferred in for Oklahoma. He's their number 3 tackler on the year. Good football player. So a loss back to the 26.
Well, Lee is listed as a quote-unquote rover, but he is a lineman, repeat. He's playing a defensive end position. Just flip-flops from side to side.
Second down and 12 for the Beavers. Shields banged before he could release the ball by Steve Lee again. Ouchie.
Oregon State had a play right there. Chad Paulson snuck out through the middle. And that was a designed play to take advantage of the pursuit and the quickness with which the linebackers and safeties are hitting. We take a look at this. Watch Paulson. He runs right through the middle, and he's coming right over the center. See that? Wide open.
Third down and 18 now for the Beavers.
We'll see that play again, Jimmy.
There's the fullback, Jones. A yard, maybe. Zach Ricks makes a stop. So the Beavers will bring on the punt team and kick it away. We have 12 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the game. Remaining in the half. Next week, Oregon State will have a week off, and that'll just give them all the more time, Steve, to work on this offense.
Heal some wounds, too. Eric Davis is out this week. A lot of people.
Brent Huff is not playing because of a sore foot. Adam Albaugh, the starting right guard, is still hurting. Colas with a very short punt. Means will let it go. And it's going to come to rest around the 41-yard line. So it'll be Fresno State football. First down at their own 41-yard line.
This year, Fresno State has 9 drives over 63 yards. That's phenomenal. 54 points in touchdowns, or 63 in touchdowns and extra points out of about 80 in long drives.
And 660 yards against NIU.
Wow.
That was a 38-yard punt by Colas. First down for Fresno State. This is Rivers. He has been an outstanding back in this early part of the game. He has carried a half dozen times. Done an excellent job. Ron Rivers is there are 2 other backs who have carried the ball so far today. Neal carried it once, and Barsati, of course, carried it once, but 8 times for 59 yards. For Rivers. Zachariah Davis makes a stop. The ball advanced to the 47, so it'll be second down and 4 for the Bulldogs. from the Big West Conference. They'll be moving on to the WAC Conference, 92. Lorenzo Neal has the first down. Earl Zachary with the pop for Oregon State.
Boy, these linemen from Fresno State really had big size, and they can block. The two guys that are most often mentioned, Hardwick at the right tackle, Melvin Johnson at right guard, both first team all Big West, All-American candidates, huge.
First down, Bulldogs. Lorenzo Neal again. Good work by Todd Sawfeld. Todd Sawfeld, the first man there, and followed quickly by Price to make the stop after a short gain. How'd you like to line up against a 305-pound offensive guard, then slide down and go nose to nose with a 310-pounder?
You wouldn't be able to see anything. That's, you know.
And they're flanked by 290-pounders.
Or how about being the small guy on the line at 280?
Second down and 10. Barsati with all kinds of time, still looking to throw, unloads it incomplete down at the 30-yard line. Means was the intended receiver, covered by Zachary. A penalty flag is down at the 40.
Late flag. You know, Barsati's pretty nifty with his movement around the ball. Illegal receiver downfield, it looks like, Jimmy.
When that often happens, of course, when that much time is taken to deliver the ball.
Take a look at this. Oregon State knows that they cannot blitz all the time with the solid effort that these offensive linemen put up there. It would put their defensive backs in so much trouble. So they're playing a lot of zone today, which they will for the season. Couldn't tell where.
Ineligible downfield, offense, penalty is refused.
That's
Third
refused,
down.
so it's a 3rd and 10.
Yes, a good decision. With the incomplete pass, they'll still have 10 yards for a first down and advance the yard marker to 3rd and 10. Jim Sweeney, what a great guy he is. I had more fun with Jim Sweeney over the years.
Great coach, too.
Barsati again with time to throw, going deep. Caught by Means at the 20 and out of bounds and around the 15 for a big first down. Earl Zachary runs him out of bounds. Kelvin Means, who came into the game with 3 receptions and a touchdown on the season.
Well, that was a blown coverage. They had a nickel situation or else a dime. Earl Zachary's in a double zone, it looks like, and that's his play. He's got to get out there, and he's backpedaling down the line, but he's still got to squeeze that thing. If that was a double zone, he's got to squeeze that back down.
High formation with the receivers to the bottom of your screen, and Barsati gives to the money man today, Ron Rivers, and he gets Little plowing straight ahead for a couple of yards. Ron Rivers was another kid who in high school was an outstanding wrestler. I think he only lost 2 matches, something like 50-2 over his high school career. Ball is spotted at the 14, so it's second down and 9.
A running back who's a wrestler.
Yep. And a good one.
I don't know. What's the world coming to?
Barsati will keep and get Little, maybe a yard.
Well, if Barsati would have pitched that ball, it was touchdown.
Rico Petrini and Todd Sawfeld combined on the tackle. Petrini, we haven't told you much about. He's a redshirt freshman from Half Moon Bay, California. He was first team All-California, has good speed, 4.5, and he too, guess what, was a wrestler.
Well, he's a linebacker.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to be great. He's really hits in 4.5 speed as a linebacker. That's flying. Big play right here.
Indeed it is. Third down and 8. Barsati tucks it away. He has the first down. Nice job of running by Barsati. Dennis Edwards pursuing him. Barsati is rushed coming into this game for 80 yards.
Well, this is their featured play. It's what you call a waggle. He bootlegs the ball. The waggle is the tight end coming across. Good decision by that tight end downfield. He could have laid it to Dennis Edwards, and it would have been a clip. Big play by Barsati, money man.
Now look at this. Lorenzo Neal hurdles but comes up short of the goal line. Daigle is in the backfield now. Daigle the starter, but as Ron Rivers has played that tailback position, they interchanged those two. Their total yardage coming into the game, 123 for Daigle, 122 for Rivers. Brannon and Sawfield on the tackle at just outside the goal line. Second down and goal. This is Daigle. No! Todd Sawfield. Big league stop by Todd Sawfield, 6'3", 243-pound senior from Hillsboro, and an honorable mention All Pac-10 last year, one of the tri-captains for Oregon State. No gain at all in this play. Watch Sawfield.
Take a look at this. Sawfield just hit. That's how a middle linebacker's got to do it. You got to give away your body. Oh, yeah.
Fumbled in the end zone. And it's recovered for the touchdown by Barsati. A big break there for Fresno State. Beavers force the fumble, and Barsati falls on it for the touchdown.
Well, what do you say? Great hit again at the goal line. Take a look and see who does this. That's Earl Zachary. Nice hit, and this is just luck. Look at Barsati hustling for it.
Just did get it before it rolled out of the end zone.
Well, that's good hustle. 90% of the time, the quarterback's going to be standing in the backfield, and Barsati rolled around the corner. Big play.
Here's Derek Mahoney. He had 48 straight, and that string was broken in the first game of the season. He's 11 of 12 this year. It's good. 8:08 remains in the first half of play in Corvallis, and we are tied at 7. We'll be back with a kickoff in a moment.
Do you own a Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, BMW, or Saab? Do you want to save money? Campbell Nelson Auto Wrecking has the biggest selection of these parts in the Northwest. Call us or come on in.
If you're looking for over 50 miles a gallon, come into Seaview Chevrolet today because we've got over 25 Metros. The best part is the price can be as low as $59.95 after all applicable rebates. That's Seaview Chevrolet, 180th and Highway 99 in Linwood.
This season, Prime Sports Northwest unleashes the dogs on Sunday night. Don't settle for Mickey Mouse highlights when you can get every play of every game of the leaders of the pack on Prime Sports Northwest. Just remember, these dogs like to leave their mark. Be aware of the dogs. Sunday nights on Prime Sports Northwest, home of the Pac-10. The Dogs and the Cornhuskers pit the Pac-10 against the Big 8, Sunday, September 22nd at 8 Pacific.
Fresno State scoring will kick off to Oregon State. 8:08 remaining in the first half. We are tied at 7. Michael Hale and Chad Paulson are deep for the Beavers along the 5-yard line. Hale. Here's a reverse. And a penalty flag goes. Back to the 20-yard line. But a penalty flag is down.
Well, Oregon State is not going to be satisfied with not scoring points today. Take a look at this. Michael Hale picks it off, has a little bit of trouble, makes the timing not so good. Can't tell who that is coming around. Oh, Mark Venturine. He's a cornerback with good speed. Looks like it's against the Beavers. Clipping. Well, I got to admire the coach at Oregon State. They know they have to have points to compete with this team. They're going to go for them. I think we'll see a lot more of that.
By the receiving team during the run back. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10, Oregon State.
Ian Shields trots onto the field, so he'll stay in there at quarterback. Long ways to go now for the Beavers as they mark it off to the 9-yard line.
And more often than not, a mishandled ball on a kickoff return turns out to make the mistake for the timing on defense, so you get a big gain out of it. Funny.
Beavers in the wishbone at their 9. Here's Shields on the option. Got to the 10-yard line, but was pushed back hard by Darren Boyer, a middle linebacker. Here's that scoring drive for Fresno State. A good drive, consuming 4 minutes and 5 seconds. And Barsati falling on that bouncing ball in the end zone for the Bulldogs score.
And really a drive that was a one-play drive. The long play on 3rd down and 10, long pass play on a blown coverage.
Chris Morton is the fullback. Jason Barry is in the backfield as well.
Got him.
Shields turns it up for 3 or 4 yards on the right side where Emery Braxton makes a stop. He's one of those Bulldogs with great speed, 4.5 speed at the right corner.
Take a look at this. Unbalanced line, double option. Shields gets out there. He's got good speed. Picks up 4 or 5 yards right there. One of the factors that really aids in that is the speed of Chris Morton at fullback. He gets out there. He's the personal protector. He gets a block and clears the way. Ian Shields has got a chance when the fullback's moving like Morton is able to do.
3rd and 6. Good pitch to Jason Barry. Barry run out of bounds just shy of the 1st down mark. Marquez Pope, the honors candidate for Fresno State at free safety, makes a tackle along with Emery Braxton. Marquez Pope, you may remember, in '89 had a great game against Oregon State with 11 tackles in that ball game. So it's 4th down and 2, and Oregon State must punt. Tim Colas, who's averaging 36.5 yards per punt, standing on his 4-yard line. Fresno State should get excellent field position out of this. Low snap, but well handled. Good punt this time by Colas. Excellent job. This is Sebron. Swarmed down at the 36. So what a fine punt by Colas.
That was against the wind, too, Jimmy.
That's right. Not a lot of wind blowing, but it indeed was against the breeze. We'll be back. 1st down and 10 for Fresno after this.
On aboard!
Over 100 years ago, visitors to Oregon would often return home with a very special beer.
It's Henry's. No, thank you.
A beer that even today, some parts of the country have yet to discover.
Welcome to the Oregon Express.
But Westerners always were slightly ahead of the times.
Emergency exits are located 2 to the front, 2 to the sides, and 2 to the back. Now, in the unlikely event of a water landing, the cushion will act as a flotation device.
Hi, I'm Paul Scancy for Tournament Boat Centers and Oregon Inboards. Performance handling is the name of my game, and when I'm on the water, I stay in the same league with Supra. For comfort, quality, style, and performance at an affordable price, Supra has it all. Believe me, I know what makes a great catch. The right catch is Supra.
Save up to $5,000 on all remaining 91 model boats, limited to stock on hand.
A 56-yard punt for Colas. Puts it on the 30 of Fresno State. Barsotti to throw with excellent time. It's caught complete over the middle, and that will be a Fresno State 1st down. Kelvin Means, the split end. Tackled by Paul Montgomery.
Late hit on Oregon State. That's going to cost him another 15 yards.
Kelvin Means, who caught the ball now, has caught at least 1 pass in 14 consecutive ball games. Here's the mark-off against Oregon State.
Roughing the passer, defense. Back on 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down.
Take a look at this shot. Ooh. That was late, but that's pretty much a judgment call. That was really brought up. The call was brought about because the offensive lineman hit him at the same time. It looked a lot worse than it was.
Bulldogs in the I formation at the 38-yard line of Oregon State. Second man through his Daigle. Hit hard as he got to the line of scrimmage.
Guess who?
Got nothing. Todd Sawfeld and Mark Price bang him hard.
Take a look at this. Out of the eye, there's the lead play, and boom. That was Mark Price that made that stick, not Todd Sawfeld. Todd finished him off. Big hit.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. A lot of hitting going on this afternoon. Barsotti lays it off. A loss on the play. The receiver was redshirt freshman Jamie Christian. Enrico Petrini, another redshirt freshman, makes the stop.
Nice play.
Jamie Christian, by the way, has an uncle who you may have heard of.
Yes.
Dennis Erickson, who formerly coached at Washington State, now at Miami.
Take a look at this, just a little swing screen, and watch the coverage. Look at, helps to be a 4'5" or a 4'5" 40 man at the linebacker position. Inside out, the corner coming outside in. Good job. Good defensive coaching.
Third down at 11. Barsati throwing deep, knocked away. Fine play downfield by Zachariah Davis, the right side cornerback. Very, very consistent player. He had a knee scope the 1st of August, but he's come back well.
Nice play by Davis. There's a shot of the big Pro Bowler, or excuse me, Pro Future. Take a look at this. It's a post corner. He's wide open, and look at Zach Davis come back into it. That looks like a double zone again, Jimmy, because somebody wasn't there to give the deep help. Zach was coming from short.
Brad Siegel punts it high. Fair catch called for. It's an Oregon State bounce, and Fresno State falls on it at the 9-yard line. So the Beavers and the Bulldogs are tied at 7 with 4:35 to go, and when we come back, the Beavers will begin from their 9.
He wonders if I even notice that visual perfection produces unbelievably deep, rich, glowing color. An intense, dazzling, brilliant shine. I do. Visual Perfection by Eagle One, the ultimate auto polish.
It's the party of the year, all year long, on Prime Sports Northwest. We've got it all, from the latest dance moves to designer beverages. But a party's not a party till something gets broken. Don't be a wallflower. Crash the party on Prime Sports Northwest. You can even invite a few close friends. The Huskies kick off women's soccer with the Cougars Monday, September 23rd at 6 Pacific.
The Beavers at the 9-yard line with Ian Shields, the wishbone quarterback. This is Miller, Rajon Miller, a couple of yards.
Boy, Oregon State's got a stable of young running backs.
Yes, indeed they do. Miller's only a freshman, a true freshman. But he has excellent size, 209 pounds, 5 feet 10, and he runs a 4.5 40. Jeff Thiessen makes the tackle for Fresno State at the 11. They'll make it 2nd down and 8 for the Beavers.
Each week, these young kids put their nose upfield a little better, look like they know what they're doing a little better. This is a good team Oregon State's playing today.
A very, very good team from a program that has proved itself over the last 10 years. The winningest program in the West the last 6 years. Shields pitches to Barry, gets a block at the corner. Jason Barry across the 20, gets to the 25. Outstanding block again. Braxton and Brown make the stop. But Jason Barry, a redshirt freshman from Portland, picks up a big 1st down for the Beavers. He's got fine speed at 4.5.
Well, you know, Jason Barry's an interesting kid. He's very well known in the Portland area, but we don't hear as much about him compared to some of the other kids' statistics that are on this team, the young ones. But Jason Barry has the biggest average by far on the team and has performed well all season long.
Beavers have had 8 backs carrying the ball today for 114 yards. Short game that time, no more than a yard, straight ahead.
Well, the Beavers are going to do something about Marquez Pope, this free safety. He's actually getting up so far now, he looks like a linebacker half the time. Sooner or later, they're going to tie him up, throw that wheel route that they call it, run Maurice Wilson down the middle and take the corner with him and throw the back out of the backfield for a touchdown.
Receivers Branscombe and Strasser come into the game for Oregon State. 2nd down and 9. The Beavers at their own 27.
11 men on the line of scrimmage, basically, for Fresno State.
Straight ahead again goes Chris Morton, the freshman fullback. He's stopped by Zach Ricks. You look at those backs for the Beavers. Morton, a freshman. Paulson, a sophomore. Young, a freshman. Miller, a freshman. Barry, a freshman. Portends well for the future.
It sure does. And this coaching staff knows it. They're not trying to build this in a season. If you were able to build a football program in a season, Oregon State would have had some good years way back.
Ball at the 30. They're down at 6. Ian Shields going to keep it. Not going to get the first. The 3 or 4 yards short. What's encouraging thing about Ian Shields is there's been no mistakes yet.
No mistakes at all. And he gets up the field. Boy, when he runs with the ball, he's getting an extra couple yards that he's been able to milk out of this every time. Now, 35-yard line, interesting situation here. Oregon State's 4th and 1.
Sebron is deep to receive the punt. Colas had a 56-yarder the last time. Not as long this time. Sebron takes it at the 30. Retreating a bit. Trapped. Somehow gets away. Still alive. Going to the 40. To midfield.
Nice tackle.
Excellent tackle by Tim Colas, the punter.
And there are about 12 flags, and I'll bet they're clips.
The guy you hear so much about on returns is Kelvin Means, but Sebron was impressive on that one. Watch him again.
Take a look at these. There's some blocks. I haven't seen any clips as yet. There's the clip right there, right in the middle of everything. Great run by Sebron, but it doesn't count, folks. Nice play by Tim Colas.
He had 7 punt returns in that NIU game this year.
You know, Colas was an outstanding soccer goalie. It looked like it there. He looked like he was catching a soccer ball.
We have 1:13 remaining in this first half.
During the run back.
And that'll push the ball back.
15 yards from the spot of the foul. Be 1st and 10, Fresno State.
Ball at the 22-yard line for the Bulldogs. 1:13 before these teams go into the dressing room at halftime.
Oregon,
a dead even game here so far.
Oregon State does not need to give up something here before halftime, and I know Fresno State will want something bad here. Look to the air.
Barsotti throws short, complete to Daigle. Wrestled down at about the 27-yard line by Mark Price. Daigle, as we mentioned earlier, the starter, but he's only been in for a very few downs. Ron Rivers has been the tailback for almost the entire first half. Daigle is a transfer from El Camino College. Originally went to Arizona State, did not play there. Then went to a junior college where he was a JC All-American. All kinds of time. Complete to Daigle. He runs out of bounds to stop the clock. 43 seconds shows on the clock. Mark Price covering for the Beavers that time on Daigle.
Well, I was actually thinking Daigle had been a player at Arizona State. Seemed like he actually had a real good true freshman year and then checked out of the school and went somewhere else for academic reasons.
1st and 10. Boy, he just did get it away in time again to Daigle. And Daigle is knocked down by Ephraim. Short of the first down, and the clock is stopped with 35 seconds to go.
Well, if we get a look at this one again, Jimmy, you'll see an outstanding run by a back. Daigle comes up the field again. Take a look at this. He gets the ball out in the flat. Now watch how he judges where the sideline is. He cuts in. Now look at the hit. Now watch him get out of bounds. Just a great job by Daigle.
2nd and 2. Going deep. Boy, a great burst of speed by Malcolm Sebron, but the ball was overthrown.
But he got some flyers, haven't they?
They always do. Great speed, a lot of 4.4. The number 3 flanker runs 4.48.
Well, there's been talk that these skill position people are actually made to look better this year because the offensive line's so good. The quarterback has so much time that they can throw a 50-yard pass, give these guys with great speed a chance to get out there and show their speed as opposed to having great moves to get open quickly.
3rd down and 3 for Fresno State. And that tried to fool the Beavers.
Call timeout, Oregon State.
Lorenzo Neal got nowhere. Timeout taken by Fresno State. Todd Sawfeld makes a stop. We have 24 seconds to go, and this will bring up 4th down now for Fresno State.
Now, I'm surprised at that timeout. 24 seconds left. It's a 4th down. Sweeney goes for it and doesn't get this. Oregon State's got great field position. I'm very surprised at that. I would think the smart play is to punt it away. Now he's bringing on the punt team. I don't understand this. Leaves Oregon State with an extra timeout. It certainly doesn't seem like the time for a fake right here after you call a timeout. One of those little coach's priorities that he couldn't quite decide what to do, and so he called the timeout or forgot what down it was or something like that.
So they will punt, apparently. Brad Siegel standing at the 30-yard line. Here's Maurice Wilson. And back to receive the punt.
Maurice Wilson's capable of running one back on somebody.
He's averaging 12 yards per return this year. That's number 3 in the conference right now. His longest 25 yards.
Oregon State's looking for the fake. Their people are set up in a protection type of defense.
No fake. Oh, he missed it. Shanked it. So the Beavers will have a shot. 17 seconds remaining, and they'll have the ball around their 40-yard line.
47.
A 9-yard punt that Siegel will long remember, much to his chagrin. You're right, it's the 47-yard line. 1st down, Beavers. If they can get it close enough, Burke could break that tie with a field goal.
So Jim Sweeney's had this happen to him before.
Ian Shields, the quarterback still. Shields with time to throw. It's caught by Miller at the 30. Nice move inside to the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Rajon Miller, complete from Ian Shields, stopped by Darren Boyer inside the Bulldog 10. 8 seconds to go.
Jimmy, this is the play we just talked about. Send that back up the sideline, clear it out, and there's Rajon Miller. Great call by the coaches. They ran it earlier. Quarterback didn't have time to throw it, and there's Rajon Miller with the great speed. Now Oregon State's got a shot at the corner of the end zone. In this situation, you've got to look quick. If the guy isn't open, you throw it over his head. Oregon State needs to get a kick out of this. Now take a look. What's happened is 88, Jason Blum comes across the field and drags everybody with him. There's the halfback that started out like he's a blocker, and he just streaks up the sideline. It's wide open. And Ian Shields put that ball right in stride on the money. Looks good.
That is the first pass completion today for the Beavers.
Well, they picked the right time.
Oh, indeed they did.
Now they need something.
Rajon Miller with 4.5, legitimate 4.5 speed. Scampering for a big first down, and goal at the 9 of Fresno State. But remember now, there are just 8 seconds to go on the clock.
Well,
no time for at least one play before forcing the field goal attempt.
And even a field goal out of this would be a big momentum right here.
Absolutely. Anything on the board. Trips right for the Beavers. Shields to keep. Short yardage. They need a timeout. And they get it. Now with 3 seconds to go, the field goal kicking team will come on the field.
Now the fans may ask, why was that play called? Remember earlier, Oregon State had the same setup, trips wide side, came back and got the big gain out of Chris Morton, and that's the situation. This is a play that's worked. Oregon State comes back to it. Didn't work that time. They called the timeout just right. This is a well-organized team. Got to hand it to Jerry Pettivone.
Indeed. He's a very strict disciplinarian, and it pays off.
Jimmy, this is a tough kick. This is where the hash marks really hurt you.
And the wind is blowing from right to left. Jamie Burke will attempt a 25-yard field goal. And it's not the distance, as Steve implied. It's the angle that's important here.
And they've overloaded. The Beavers overload, put an extra lineman from the left side to the right side because it's such an angle that you have to cut down that outside guy from the right. You have to make sure he doesn't have an angle, so you move an extra person over there. Good kick right here.
Looks good, is good. And that ends the first half of play on an optimistic note for Oregon State. We go to halftime with the Beavers leading the Bulldogs 10-7.
This season, the Oregon Ducks join the flock and come to play on Prime Sports Northwest. We're not talking DuckTales. We're talking every play of every game all season long. Just remember, in this game, if somebody yells duck, you better. Get excited. This season, the Oregon Ducks are on Prime Sports Northwest, home of the Pac-10. The Ducks fly after the Utes, Monday, September 23rd at 8 Pacific.
Hi, we're the Bothell Brothers.
From Bothell Brothers Chevrolet Geo in Auburn.
A fun place to buy a car or truck.
Special rebates allow you to buy a new Geo Metro for just $58.40 at Bothell Brothers. Look for great financing and rebates up to $2,500 on other select models, as well as a large selection of quality used cars and trucks. We want to make your car or truck purchase a positive experience. Stop in and see our Good Wrench Parts Pro Shop, the only one in the state.
Bothell Brothers Chevrolet Geo in Auburn.
53 years of service and integrity.
Halftime in Corvallis, and guess what? The Oregon State Beavers lead the Fresno State Bulldogs 10-7. A near flawless first half of play for Oregon State.
They've looked excellent on offense. Actually, both sides of the ball, particularly on offense. Nice to see that Ian Shields came in, played real good football. Hasn't made a mistake in his first effort of the season. Want to comment on Ed Browning. First series was great. He didn't make a mistake. He took him down. He scored. And then the man sitting on the bench, and I watch him on the sideline. He's in the game. He's helping out. Great young man.
Now, the number 3 quarterback is Cedric Thomas. What do you think? Will we see him in the second half of play?
Well, I can't imagine changing anything that's going on right now. You got 2 quarterbacks who are performing pretty well. Cedric may come in to shake him up. He's a little bit different type of quarterback. But in fact, Ian Shields has really given him a good leg with his speed.
That was an inspiring first half for the Beavers, and when we come back, we'll take a look at some of the highlights right after this.
College football this fall is on Prime Sports Northwest. You won't get any more anywhere. It all starts Friday with the ultimate insider's view of the weekend's wars. The Northwest Big Sky and Pac-10 Generals lay out their battle plans with the coaches' shows. Saturday kicks off with the Southwest Conference, and then College Football Today gets you primed for Prime Network's live Pac-10 Game of the Week. And you won't want to miss Pac-10 Preview with Don Poyer. Then get ready to rock. The Cougars prowl on Saturday night. Sleep in Monday, because Sunday you'll want to catch it all. The Western Athletic Conference at 9 o'clock and the Big 8 at 2 o'clock. Then it's the Beavers and the Huskies back-to-back. OSU takes the field at 5. And then the Rose Bowl champs play every game of the season on PSN at 8 o'clock. And Monday Night Football hits new heights when the Oregon Ducks join the flock on Prime Sports Northwest. Tuesday tops it all off with the Big Sky. This college football season, your teams score on Prime Sports Northwest.
In Corvallis, Oregon State enjoys a 3-point edge at halftime, 10-7 over the Fresno State Bulldogs. And Steve, the Beavers did an excellent job capitalizing on the first turnover of the season, by the way, by Fresno State on that fumble.
Well, no turnovers this year to date. Here we take a look at it. First play, Ron Rivers makes a nice cut, big play, and then William Ephraim just yanks the ball loose. And the Beavers are on top of it. Paul Montgomery knocks him down. There's Zach Davis. Good pursuit from the other side. The Beavers' defense is really hustling. Here's the score by Oregon State. Take a look at Ed Browning, who started today. This is the triple option. Yes, the triple option. Watch Ed Browning. He goes out there, gives it a look. Then he sees the goal line, and he's going for it. Nice play. Outruns Marquez Pope for the touchdown. That's a tough guy to outrun. Nice day for Ed Browning so far. Now here's the other side of the ball. Big play. It's 3rd and 10, I believe, and watch Mark Barsati dance down the sideline. He's got nice quickness. There's the first down marker, and look at him skip out of bounds. Then he makes the even bigger play, and watch this stick by Earl Zachary. Knocks the ball loose. That's the second fumble, and watch Barsati come streaking around from the other side. Most quarterbacks would be going the other way in the field, and he gets the touchdown. Lucky break right there.
And the Beavers get 3 more before the end of the half to lead it 10-7. As you look at the numbers, nothing like a lot of forecasters thought they'd be.
No, 204 yards compared to the 564 per game. That looks pretty good for the Beavers. The Beavers have gained 167. That's a good day for them. Penalties have hurt Fresno State. 40 yards is all, but boy, they've come at big, crucial times.
Well, it was an outstanding first half of play, certainly the best first half of the year so far for Oregon State. Now they got to keep it up in that second half.
Absolutely. I'd like to stop the game right here myself, but I think Oregon State's got it going. The coaches keep coming back to what works well. That's very important.
And we'll be back with a second half kickoff after this.
Announcing the amazing T-Rific. This revolutionary new tee is always straight up and always the right height. Consistency is engineered in, so you have to improve your distance and accuracy, and that has to lower your score. We've designed 4 precision heights for woods and irons. The amazing T-Rific can improve your distance, improve your accuracy, and lower your score, all for less than the cost of 1 session with a golf pro. For only $9.95 plus shipping and handling, you'll receive 50. That's 50 revolutionary T-Rifics. Plus, while supplies last, we'll include 2 free T-totes, so place your order today. Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-942-4300 or send check or money order for $9.95 plus $2.50 shipping and handling to West Tech Products. Post Office Box 3343, Ogden, Utah 84409. That's West Tech Products. Post Office Box 3343, Ogden, Utah 84409. Or call 1-800-942-4300 and call today.
We've got the kickoff coming in just a moment. The Beavers leading the Bulldogs 10-7. We've remarked several times what a great first half of play for Oregon State. They had more possession time in that first half and were very successful, starting out going 51 yards in that first one, as you see, starting at their 49 and going in for the touchdown. And winding up their last possession, scoring again with a field goal. Fresno State did not have that type of success. Had their first turnover of the year, had to punt it 3 times, missed a field goal. Just didn't do the job in the first half that the Beavers did, and the Beavers lead it. Fresno State will kick off to start the second half of play.
Well, this first series is very important. Fresno State's going to come out fired up. I'm sure Jim Sweeney's giving them a little of that psychology at halftime, so let's take a look.
Kick is short down the middle. That's going to be pretty good field position. Back across the 35-yard line, that was Eric Hale, special teams performer.
Eric's a young linebacker who's going to play at Oregon State. I think he's a redshirt freshman, and he didn't look like he was looking for somebody to toss that ball to, did he?
No, he wanted that. He wanted that baby.
He said everybody else around here played offense last year, or defense. Now they're going to play offense. I'm going to get my shot in.
Ball at the 34. First down and 10 Beavers, leading at 10-7 in the third quarter. Morton is the fullback. Bangs for a couple of yards to the 35. Morton and Jones pretty much share time in that fullback spot. Sean Murray makes the tackle. He was the defensive player of the week in the Big West last week. Actually, 2 weeks ago when they defeated NIU. Murray, by the way, Steve, is a grandson of Dutch Warmerdam. You remember Dutch Warmerdam?
Yes, know the name.
Great pole vaulter, world record holder. Second down and 8 Beavers.
Nice hop.
Yes, sir. Well-run play. J.J. Young across the 40. Short of the first down, but a good pickup.
Timmy, John Garrett, take a look on this side. Offensive tackle, 52. Look at that job he did walling off. We haven't said much about these offensive linemen at Oregon State today, but they've really been doing a heck of a job.
Indeed they have. They've got some very talented people up front. And they're playing without 2 starters. John Garrett has done an outstanding job, as has Jim Buchanan, who's filled in for Adam Albaugh. Third down and 3. Young? I don't think so. Looks a little bit short of the first down. Tony Brown makes a stop.
Oh, boy, they were one man away. Tony Brown makes the great play there. Oregon State set him off the other direction. Now, if ever there's a fake punt situation, this is it right here. I don't know whether it's the smart play. Jerry Pettibone's a gambler. I wouldn't doubt we see something right here.
Colas to punt. Fake punt it is, and they have the first down. Dennis Edwards, he'll go all the way. How about that? Boy, it's plays like that that really excite and entertain these fans, and will be bringing them back for more. A short snap on the punt, fake punt, and Edwards for the touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you.
57 yards.
You gotta love it. Look at these young kids, and this is a young team, and they are excited. Dennis Edwards is a stud, boy. And he was not going to be brought down. He looked to go inside and then came back to the outside. Great call. Absolutely a great call. It's 4th and 1. You got nothing to lose. Somebody who is a very positive coach is going to kick the ball and say, oh, we'll play defense. Not Jerry Pettibone. Great call.
Strasser will hold. Burke to try the point after. Thunders it through. Yes, sir. The kick is good. And the Beavers are on top of the Bulldogs 17-7. You know, we talked at the top of the show, Steve, about Jim Sweeney running it up. Maybe be glad to get a W out of here today.
Well, you know, maybe Jerry should have gone for 2 on that one. You never know. Look at Tim Colas back there. He's the putter, and he's pretty excited. Look at his fake. It looks like the ball's going over his head. That's designed. It's to get the people on the backside to chase him. Look at this run. Look, Dennis Edwards got some good speed, and he's running away from that cornerback. That's interesting. Corey Hewitt just about catches the corner himself.
Dennis Edwards, a 216-pound sophomore from Rochester, Minnesota. His daddy was a professional athlete, played in the NBA for St. Louis years ago. He started the last 9 games last year, and in the first game here this season against Utah, made some tremendous plays. He had recovered a fumble and had a pass interception, broke one up, made some great hits.
He's a real hitter. He's a head knocker, and he'll be an all-conference strong safety if Oregon State can just win in the next couple of years. He's that kind of talent.
Kelvin Means is back to receive the kickoff. A yard deep. He'll bring it out. Knocked down hard at the 15-yard line by Mark Price. Great stick by Price, a junior from Bend, Oregon. They get a lot of good footballs out of football players from Bend, Oregon.
They sure do. Chad Paulson's starting too. Now look at these. You don't see the Beavers coming down the field, but wow, there's a hit. Doug Lewis right on top of it again. Great play on the 15 or 16. Now this series, Oregon State, if they can shut them down right here, they'll really have taken the momentum away.
First down for Fresno State on their own 17-yard line. Beavers up by 10. Barsotti throws incomplete.
Yeah.
Thompson was the intended receiver, and I don't believe that he has a reception today. He had 8 receptions on the season for 154 yards going into the game. William Ephraim, the cover man.
Well, that's their main pattern. They bring him across the middle and try to pick him up as a secondary receiver. Oregon State, I believe, was in a nickel defense. Let's see. Let's check it again. They had 2 strong safeties, and I believe they were in a nickel. Now they've gone back to the normal situation.
Second down and 10. Oh, look at the Beavers react to that. Led by Coulibaly. And there's nowhere for Rivers to run. Rico Petrini also helping out. Both of those lads will return next year for the Beavers. Coulibaly, a junior. Rico Petrini, redshirt freshman.
Nichols in now. Dennis Edwards goes out, along with a linebacker. I believe Todd Saltfeld.
Well, Horton should be in there.
Horton's in there. You're absolutely correct. And so's Michael Hale.
3rd down and 8. Barsotti going for it and will not get the first down by any stretch of the imagination. Looked for a moment as though he had a path on that right side, but was smothered as he tried to turn the corner by Zachariah Davis.
And if we get a shot of rookie Pfizer, he's playing the right defensive end. You can see him, number 40. He's clear out of your picture now, and he'll end up in this. Nice setup right there by Zach Davis. And look at 40 flying from the other side of the field.
Brad Siegel will punt it. He's standing on his 7.
Deep for the Beavers, number 20, Maurice Wilson at the 45.
Good punt by Siegel. Maurice Wilson back to his 35. Gonna lose ground on this one.
Well, he made a nice decision at the end. He took it upfield and gained about 5 yards.
Oregon State 1st and 10 when we return with the Beavers leading it 17-7.
Great dinner, hon. Thanks.
You bet.
I got to get moving. Class tonight at City University.
Why?
Well, because getting my degree will help me in my job.
Why?
Well, because I learn about real stuff that I can use right away.
Why?
Because the teachers have careers just like me, and City University has about this many locations for me to go to.
Why?
Well, because I love you, sweetie, and I want us all to have the very best.
Mom, you are the best.
Oh. Why?
I've been in my new Chrysler Plymouth store for over 3.5 years, and my downtown Dodge store for 38 years. Reputation stands out as the most important part of my business. I have over 300 select, clean, used cars and trucks to choose from. Please shop both my dealerships to find just the right car for you. You know, if you buy a used vehicle from me, I will be there to take care of you. At Dwayne Lane's Dodge, 2902 Rucker in downtown Everett, and Dwayne Lane's Chrysler Plymouth at 10515 Evergreen Way in South Everett.
Oregon State ball, 1st down and 10 at their 37-yard line. And that was Paulson hurdling, but a whistle had sounded. And 2 penalty flags are down.
It's like an offensive lineman on Oregon State's left side jumped.
That offensive line, Jason Downs is a left tackle. Fletcher Keister, the Oregon State staff feels, is as good a guard as there is in the league. Tom Nordquist to center. Adam Albaugh, the starting guard, not playing now for the 2nd week in a row, replaced by young sophomore Jim Buchanan. And the right tackle, Dan Bluss, out for another 5 or 6 weeks. He's been replaced by John Garrett, a redshirt freshman who's just done a marvelous job.
And interestingly enough, Christian Miller's just come in to replace Garrett. Whether Garrett's hurt or not, I'm not sure.
1st down and 15 for the Beavers at their 32. This is Morton. It's about 5 on the play. A nice job by Chris Morton. Considered the biggest surprise of the spring. Started out as a number 5 fullback and wound up number 1. Marquez Pope on the tackle for Fresno State.
There's a graph showing the rushing yards. Oregon State nearly at 200. And Fresno State, who's been at 180 yards a game, 280 a game, excuse me.
That's an interesting number, too, because Oregon State in the first 2 games has averaged only 114 yards on the ground. Moving in the backfield, looked like J.J. Young.
No, there's a touchdown.
Wide open is Young. What would have been a 1st down, but there was movement in the Oregon State backfield. Good idea.
Boy, it was a good idea. And this staff at Oregon State will come back to that play. They know it works. They talked about it before the game as a play that'll work. They'll come back to it because Fresno State isn't going to make an adjustment.
Offense, offside, defense. Penalties offset each other. Replay 2nd down.
Oh, that's interesting. Offsetting penalties. So, though the Beavers don't get the advance, it'll be 2nd down. They'll replay the down. 2nd down and 10.
Jimmy, that's interesting. In the secondary, Tony Brown and Marquez Pope, the 2 best players probably on Fresno State's defense, are in their secondary at least, trying to figure out who was supposed to be covering that guy. Oregon State's coaches will make them stop that. And they'll bring it back just like that wheel route to Rajon Miller. sometime in this game.
2 tight ends in now for Oregon State, Walling and Blum. Beavers in the wishbone. Again, early movement. There goes the penalty flag as Shields is swarmed at the 34. Looked to be this time that it was Fresno State that jumped.
Sure did. Looked like the defensive left end.
That would be Judd Fole or Jenkins, the weak side backer.
Fresno State's captain's trying to arbitrate this with the officials. I thought I saw movement out of the Oregon State backfield that drew him. It's interesting, though. A defensive lineman's key is the ball. He's supposed to be watching the ball, so movement out of the offensive backfield shouldn't bring anybody across line of scrimmage.
Full start, offense.
That's what it was.
Against the offense. So the Beavers in the second half here having some problems. Look at that start by Paulson. No question about it. Well ahead of the snap. You know, we've talked a couple of times about the youth of this team, and I figured it up the other day. 72% of Oregon State's team are freshmen or sophomores.
Wow. That's an incredible statistic. Particularly, you throw into that, it's a new system for everybody. Yep. So the juniors and seniors might as well be freshmen and sophomores.
Second down and 14. J.J. Young about 3 yards on the play where he's stopped by Marquez Pope.
Boy, he's got some nice moves. They run that cross buck to just stop people from coming, and both J.J. Young and Chad Paulson really seem to be able to move the hips and move the legs, make people miss.
Third and 12.
Boy, they got to play to the other side on the option.
Trips right. Short drop by Shields. In trouble. He's going to go down for a big loss back to the 25-yard line.
I couldn't see downfield whether or not that was covered or not, whether it was a design play. It almost looked like a pump fake.
That was Nick Surface and once again Steve Lee in on the play to make the stop.
Jimmy, I think that was a pump fake. I think he was pumping to the outside guy and then going to hit Paulson running up the seam out of the slot. Paulson was open, as you could notice in the replay.
Tim Cullis standing on his 12 will punt to Kelvin Means. Means at the 38. No advance. Taken down immediately.
Yeah. Knee hit.
Zachariah Davis. Yes, sir.
Good coverage by Oregon State. These special teams, the Beavers have played very well, with the one exception, and that was the block punt.
May have heard some boos on that last play from the fans. I think the fans thought the man on the left defensive end was offside, but there was no call on the play. So here it is, first down and 10 for Fresno State, starting at their 37-yard line and trailing the Beavers by 10 points. Toss back to Rivers. That was Brant Huff. Brant Huff has come into the ball game. Brant Huff, the honors candidate, the free safety, second team all Pac-10 this year, and the coaches here at Oregon State think he's as good a DB as there is in the league.
There's a toss to Rivers. He really runs that well in the eye, and there comes Brant Huff. I tell you, he forces.
That blur from the left, Brant Huff.
He's got a bad foot, really a turf toe. It's bruised, got hurt last week in a clip.
Second down 4 for Fresno State. This is Neal, and he's wrapped up for a loss. Todd Sawfeld makes the first hit. There he is. Big guy has had a marvelous opening season. 6'3", 243-pounders, and he's all over the field.
He really is playing. He's having a great year.
He's one of the tri-captains for the Beavers.
But I can't say enough about this Oregon State defense this year. For a new system, and really what you call a soft system in the secondary, play a lot of zones, they really are aggressive.
Third down and 4 for Fresno State at their 43. Here comes the blitz by Huff. Barsotti throws incomplete. It'll force fourth down.
Well, they were bringing everybody. Brant Huff came from the outside at the last minute. The offensive line picked him up. Take a look at this. Huff's actually going. This is a blitz. Dennis Edwards is chasing. He does an excellent job. Good pressure, good gamble, good call by Oregon State's defensive coordinator, Rocky Long.
Now this is an inspired Beaver team now, leading it by 10. 7:47 to go in the third quarter. And Fresno State to give the ball back on a poor punt. Very low and short. Making a Fresno State bounce, and now it'll be down at the 27-yard line. So reasonable field position for the Beavers. They'll start first down and 10 from their 27, leading it 17-7 here in the third quarter.
Well, let's remember those couple of pass plays that have worked so well. They're first down plays. They're plays that should happen when Fresno State's ready to jump on that triple or double option. So let's keep an eye out. The last time J.J. Young jumped it a little bit but was wide open, Oregon State, I'm sure, will make them stop it before they stop calling it.
Ian Shields, the freshman quarterback. Jason Barry, a freshman, is in there. Morton also. This is Shields, and wrapped up by two Bulldogs, Jenkins and Steve Lee.
Well, he makes things happen. Shields is moving. John Garrett's back in at the right tackle. There you see the play. Lots of pursuit.
Three freshmen in the Beaver backfield. Second down and 10. Two tight ends for the Beavers. And Cedric Thomas is the quarterback now. I'll tell you about him in a moment. This is Morton plowing for a couple. Cedric Thomas, number 10, 5'11", 215 pounds, yet another freshman, a true freshman from Pasadena. His senior year in high school last year, he rushed for over 800 yards and threw for 1,766 yards. He has a 4.6 speed, logged to the 40.
He's a load, Jimmy. Some defensive back's going to get his lunch if Cedric goes one-on-one with somebody here.
5'11", 215. A lot of quick. Third down and long. Thomas, another 2 or 3 yards after he was hit solidly, spun away from the contact. But it'll be fourth down and 5, and the Beavers will have to punt.
Well, Cedric wants to carry the ball. That's a good way to get him in. It brings him in. It's an important game. He's a freshman. He knows the coaches have some confidence in him. Didn't make a mistake. His first attempt at the big time, and he does it real well. Fights hard, no fumble.
Malcolm Sebring will return the punt. He's averaging 7.2 yards on the season. And this is Colas to punt it away. High and short, and Sebring will let it go. It bounces on the 30 and goes backwards across the 30, still going. And they'll blow it dead around the 29-yard line. That turned out well for Tim Colas. We'll take a break here. Bulldogs trailing the Beavers. It's Oregon State 17, Fresno State 7.
Our 6-inch meatball sub for $1.69 is 4 meatballs and Italian sauce. I've never been to Italy, but I know some people have. We bake bread here every day. I come in real early. Also, there's cheese, onions, everything. Just point and it's yours. This has hot peppers because it's mine. I like things spicy.
For 25 years, Subway has quietly made some of the best sandwiches anywhere. Like the 6-inch meatball sub, only $1.69, only at Subway.
The exciting Seattle Supersonic. For ticket package information, call 281-5850.
First down for Fresno State. Lorenzo Neal. Out of bounds at the 35. That's a nice pickup. About 6 yards on the carry. He's run out of bounds by Davis and Ricky Pfizer.
We haven't seen a lot of Lorenzo Neal. Coaches talk a lot about him, claim he's the best back over there. He's very consistent.
Oh, he's a load, too. 6 feet and 225 pounds. He had 2 touchdowns last week against the Cougars. 2nd down and 4 for Fresno State. Lorenzo Neal again. Runs out of the grasp of Price, still going, battling his way close to midfield. A nice bit of running by the junior Lorenzo Neal, the leading returning rusher for Fresno State. Jody Cabell makes a stop.
Strong run here. Price has a shot, but he's going to run through any arm tackles. Nice block there by Kelvin Means. There's a good shot coming back by Jody Cabell. Let's take a look at Fresno State, see if they've got some patience. They're down by 10 points.
1st down and 10. Barsotti through the air. It's complete. Caught by the number 3 flanker, Frank Jones. We told you about him earlier. He runs a 4.48 40. Zachariah Davis put the hit on immediately. But it's a pickup of about 6 yards.
This nice drive so far by Fresno State. 3 plays, about 20 yards, 25 yards.
Neal. And he has the 1st down. Earl Zachary on the tackle, but it's 1st and 10 Fresno State. They'll move the sticks. The ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line of Oregon State.
Interesting, Lorenzo Neal's out of the game after 3 good carries. See if we've got 2 backs in, or we're going to see just 1. It's a 1-back set. Double wing.
Rivers stacked up by Mark Price.
Good force by Earl Zachary on that play, Jimmy. Nice hit.
At the 39-yard line.
Might have lost a little there. Looks like he did. So it'll be 2nd down and a long 10 for Fresno State.
Some runners, looks like Ron Rivers may be that type. They are tremendous runners when they keep their shoulders square, and as soon as you get them turned to the outside, like Herschel Walker.
Barsotti to throw under a rush, and it is caught by Means. Only winds up with a couple of yards gained on the play. It was Dennis Edwards, along with Rico Petrini, to bring him down. I've been impressed, Steve, with the play of freshman Rico Petrini in this ball game.
Well, he's flying everywhere. He, you don't notice something like that until you don't notice where Petrini is until he's moving so quickly in every play. Take a look at Saul Polavati on this one. 55 comes in, 2 people moving around him. He still gets there and makes the play, slows him down.
3rd down and 9. Barsotti. Short of the 1st down, it would appear. It looked like he stepped out of bounds just short of the stake.
He didn't get it.
Jody Cabell chased him out of bounds.
Barsotti's got good speed. This is a sprint out or a roll out. It's designed to get him out there where he's got a couple of choices. He can either throw it or run for it. Dennis Edwards just about gets him.
He's a very effective rusher, and through the air, he is the number 2 Fresno State career passing leader, right behind Jim Sweeney's son, Kevin Sweeney.
Who is one heck of a quarterback. 4th down. Big play.
Full house backfield for the Bulldogs, needing less than a yard. Barsotti. Wide open, nobody near. Beautiful call. The throw to the tight end, Marty Thompson, who has been the top receiver for Fresno State through the first 2 games. And it's a touchdown, Fresno State. Barsotti to Thompson.
Smart call by Jim Sweeney. You got a young, aggressive team. They're really revved up. Let's take a look at it. If they come into this side, that's got to be Ephraim's man. He's coming from the other side. It's a tight situation. He's got to pick up the tight end coming downfield.
Derek Mahoney to attempt the extra point. And it is good.
Those things are going to happen to a freshman now and then.
That was an excellent call and great execution by Barsotti. So with 2:59 remaining in the third quarter, Beavers 17 and the Bulldogs drawing within 3.
Same play was called last week by Oregon State, if you recall, down on the goal line. Didn't quite work out. A shot at Jim Sweeney, who's a little bit happier now. Now take a look at this. Good fake. Borsodi gets his shoulders turned quickly. Boy, experienced quarterback there.
Hey, you don't see a Beaver in sight. That was excellent execution by Fresno State. Fresno State, I think we mentioned, Steve, next year will leave the Big West and go into the WAC conference.
That's a step up for them. They're playing the BYUs and those people now. Fresno State really has a facility. They just added 10,000 more seats to an already large stadium. I think they were over 55 last year. Now they've added it up.
Oh, they've got a marvelous overall athletic compound, a great basketball arena, and a tremendous baseball diamond. You remember that baseball field? We took a tour last year.
They really have a great facility. Gary Cunningham's the athletic director there. Many may remember from UCLA. And
Gary is here today.
Yeah, he is. And you know who his assistant is? John Easterbrook, who was my first backfield coach at Oregon State University.
Here's the Bulldog kickoff. It is short. Taken at the 15. Hale with a good return. Back across the 25. Michael Hale. So it'll be first down, Beavers. Nice drive for Fresno State. 71 yards in just 7 plays. Capped by that 29-yarder. Thompson from Barsodi.
Well executed series. They didn't panic. They were down by 10 points, and they came back with their offense.
Ian Shields back on at quarterback for the Beavers. To Paulson. Little room. First down, Beavers. Chad Paulson with a burst of speed as he rounded the corner. Picks up about 14 yards before Emery Braxton knocks him out of bounds.
Well, I tell you, Chad Paulson has been a surprise. He looks so much like Calvin Hill when he turns up the field, just the way he stands and looks. Same number 35. Take a look at this now. Excellent job by Ian Shields. He runs it out. He draws people. Now watch the block by the receiver or J.J. Young, and watch Paulson turn the corner. He's going forward. He's not heading out of bounds.
Well, I've really been impressed with the blocking of the backs and the receivers for Oregon State there. It's been outstanding. Here's Paulson again on the other side, throwing, and James Jones wide open for the reception. We saw this last week against UNLV for a touchdown, and this time it advanced to the 5 where Tony Brown makes the tackle with Sam Watson.
Oh, you love it.
Boy, the fans are getting their share of exciting, entertaining plays today.
Well, Mike Summers is going to be the player of the game. He's the offensive coordinator. Between he and Jerry Pettibone, their calls so far, this is super. No, we haven't seen that. I thought that's a pretty quick. And to throw that out there that quick.
Well, that's a tough ball to throw, throwing across his chest.
That was on the money, Jimmy.
Hey, 2 for 2 is Paulson through the air on the year.
Big passer on the team. Now, get in the end zone.
Shields will keep it.
Boy.
Grind down to about the 1.
Nice play and good decision. Ian Shields was going to pitch it. The man that was forcing the pitch took off, tried to play both positions. Ian re-clutched it there and went for the goal line and gains 4 yards.
Darren Boyer makes a tackle at the 1. He was out last year with a shoulder injury and is back with a medical hardship year. Right at the 1-yard line.
Boy, this would be a big touchdown, Jimmy, after what just happened at the other end.
Second down and goal.
No penalties now.
Shields doesn't get there. His helmet got there, but not the football.
Now, if we saw that play again, we'd see the fullback getting knocked right back into his face. I couldn't tell whether it was a double option or a triple option or just incorrect meshing. Take a look at this now. It's a double option that James Jones has got to get into that line of scrimmage. He's got to get out of his way. It's tough down there in a goal line situation with penetration, but that's James Jones' job. Get out of the way.
Third down and goal. Shields trapped for a loss at the 3. young blood along with surface make the tackle for a loss for Fresno State.
Well, what do you do here, Jimmy?
Oh, I go for it.
I would too, I think. Take a look at this. Penetration inside. Zach Ricks killed that play. Without Ricks coming from the inside, Ian can pitch off the man he's supposed to, and they've got to play. This came right over the center of the left guard. Oregon State going for it.
Looks like Mike Summers and Jerry Pettit won't agree with us. They are going to go for fourth down goal. Shields. He'll turn the ball over at the 2-yard line, and Fresno State will take possession. And that is the end of the quarter. After 3 quarters of play. Well, wait, or is that the end of the quarter? We saw the time expire on the clock. Yes, it is. The quarter ends here in Corvallis. After 3, the Beavers lead it 17-14.
The top movies, the top stars, they're yours when you order Showtime at HBO from Viacom Cable. Yeah! Your ticket to movies you want to see, uncut and commercial-free. Add HBO to your service at the special introductory offer of $12.95 a month for 3 months. Plus, get a remote control and access to pay-per-view movies and events.
That's good.
To get free home installation, call 1-800-CABLE-ME.
That's what you're looking for with Viacom Cable.
There's no limit to the action under the big sky. Tuesdays, the big sky is on Prime Sports Northwest. The Vandals and the Bobcats go helmet to helmet. Tuesday, September 24th at 9 Pacific.
A moment ago, the Beavers got to the 1, but that was all.
Here's the option. It's the double again. Marquez got it from the free safety position to make that play. Excellent job. Now, there's a big emotional boost for Fresno State. Right here's a situation where Oregon State's got to turn this back around quickly. Knowing Jim Sweeney, who's a riverboat gambler of sorts, this is another situation where you take a young, aggressive team like Oregon State and run the play pass against him. There you see him. Great coach, folks.
Winningest coach in Big West history. 5 conference champions. Been to the Raisin Bowl 4 times.
And one of the absolute best speakers you've ever seen in your life at a banquet.
He is a hot ticket. We start the 4th quarter with 1st and 10 Fresno on their 2. Lorenzo Neal battled his way to the 5. Ricky Pfizer. Here's a look at those third quarter statistics. Fresno State again outpassing Oregon State. But look at the rushing yards, Steve. 214 for Oregon State, just 135 for Fresno.
And total yards, Oregon State leads. Whoa.
Only 1 turnover in the game, and that the first of the season for Fresno State.
Well, it's too bad the Beavers couldn't cash in on that trick play. They got him down to the 5. Then they got an excellent job from Ian Shields on the first down situation, gained 5 yards.
Steve, we have an injury. That's what's holding up play. Zachariah Davis is down. Beavers have Bluss out 4 to 5 weeks with a left knee strain. Joe Kearney had knee surgery. Rick Davis had a arthroscopic surgery recently. Adam Albaugh's got a sore leg. Here goes Zach Davis slipping off the field.
Now let's see if Oregon State puts in Randy Horton or whether they come with Mark Venturine. It's Horton who's the JC transfer that Oregon State looked forward to as being a real stopper on this team. Now here's where he's going to be tested.
Neal and Daigle in the eye. This is Daigle. Beavers tough up front. Stopped by Todd Sawfeld. Don't know how many tackles Sawfeld has in this game.
A ton.
That he had 21 total tackles against UNLV, 8 unassisted tackles.
Jody Cabell sure getting a lot of playing time today. Chad DeSoli limped off early in the game. Have we heard anything on Chad, Jimmy?
Nothing yet.
Jody's been in about the last quarter and a half, and he is really a specimen. He could be a heck of a football player.
Probably the best pass rusher the Beavers have up front. 3rd down and 6. Jody Cabell after Barsotti, and Barsotti throws it away. I don't blame him. 6'5", 245 pounds, bearing down on you. He got rid of it in a hurry. Well, we're just talking about that pass rush of Jody Cabell.
Boy, what a pass rush that was. It came out of a blitz, and I'll tell you, I like this coaching strategy. They get him in a situation where most people would just back off and let him throw their passes, and he goes for it.
Brad Siegel standing about 7 yards, 8 yards deep in the end zone to punt. Maurice Wilson at midfield. Good job by Wilson. Maurice Wilson battles almost to the 30-yard line on the punt return.